Good morning everyone, I'm your mentor Devanshu and I welcome you all to the reports and indices session on EduTap. And guys, today the topic of the discussion is World Bank's migration and development brief. And guys, we all know that reports and indices are very important when it comes to the NABARD, RBI and SEBI exam and the past year exams as well. We have seen questions coming from the topic of reports and indices in phase 1 as well as phase 2 of these exams, and this is the reason why we are discussing reports and indices. And guys, if you are new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos offered by us. And you can also join our Telegram channel to get the access to the PDF of the lectures. And guys, to join the Telegram channel, kindly click on the link given in the description below. And guys, we are also running a daily exam booster series in which general awareness series is being taken by Ritika Rehal ma'am, ESI current affairs series taken by Gurkirat sir, and reports and indices series taken by myself. So guys, now let us move on to the session. Let's get started. So guys, recently a Washington based organization, that is World Bank, has released the 34th edition of Migration and Development Brief. And guys, this particular report is being released by World Bank twice a year. And guys, if we talk about the title of this report, then this report was titled as Resilience COVID-19 Crisis Through a Migration Lens. So guys, now you must be excited that what exactly this report talks about. So guys, this particular report gives us a update of the global trends of migration and remittances. And guys, it also highlights the development of migration related sustainable development goals, such as increasing the remittance as percentage of the gross domestic product, as well as decreasing the remittance cost. And guys, these two targets are part of the sustainable development goals. And guys, now the question arises that what exactly the remittance is. So guys, if we talk about the remittance, then remittance is the amount of money sent by a person working abroad to his or her family back home. For example, you are living in India and your brother is working in United States of America and he sends money to you as you are living in India, and guys, this particular amount of money will be called the remittance. So guys, now let's see that what are the top 10 recipients of the remittances. So guys, if we talk about the top 10 recipients of the remittances in terms of $1 billion in year 2020, then this particular list was topped by India with a total inflow of remittances of $83 billion. And guys, you must be very happy to see that India is topping this particular list since year 2008. And guys, if we talk about the country which was on the second on this list, then it was China with $60 billion, followed by Mexico on the third position with a total remittance inflow of $43 billion. And guys, if we talk about the top 10 recipients in terms of the percentage of GDP, then you must be shocked to see that this particular list is being topped by economies which are smaller economies. And guys, this particular list is topped by Tonga, in which the remittance accounts for 38% of the GDP, followed by Lebanon having remittances accounting for 33% of the GDP, followed by Kyrgyz Republic on the third position having remittances 29% of the GDP. So guys, now you must be thinking that as these are the top 10 recipients of the remittances, then these remittance must be, then some countries must be the source of these remittances outflow. Okay, so now let's see that what are the major source, what are the top sources of these remittance outflow. And guys, if we talk about this particular list, that is a top remittance outflow countries, then this list has been topped by United States of America with a total remittance outflow of $68 billion in year 2020. And guys, this USA has been followed by United Arab Emirates having a remittance outflow in 2020 equivalent to $43 billion, followed by Saudi Arabia on the third position with a total remittance outflow of $34.5 billion in year 2020. So guys, now let's see that what are the top 10 host countries for the migrants. As guys, this particular report has, the name of this particular report is Migration and Development Brief. So guys, this must gives us some information about the migrants. And guys, if we talk about the top 10 host countries or the migrants, then USA is a country which has once again topped this list with 51 million migrants in year 2020. And guys, on this particular list, Germany was on the second position with a total 16 million migrants, followed by Saudi Arabia having 13 million migrants. And guys, this particular list goes on up to top 10 countries. Okay, so guys, now let's see that what are the global findings as per this particular report. And guys, this particular report says that the remittance inflow to the low and middle income countries in year 2020 was $540 billion. And guys, if we compare this number with the 2019 levels, then this number was $548 billion. That shows that the remittance inflow in low and middle income countries from 2019 to from 2020 has decreased by 1.6%. And guys, this particular report also says that the remittances in most of the countries except China, these countries, the remittance has exceeded the foreign direct investment flows by a wider margin. And guys, as we all know that due to the COVID-19 pandemic in year 2020, the people were forced to adopt the digital transactions in order to send the remittances. And guys, that was the reason in year 2020 more than $1 billion was sent and received every month via mobile services. And guys, this particular report also discusses the remittance fees. As we all know that it was also a part of the sustainable development goals. And guys, if we talk about globally the remittance fees, then it averages 6.5% globally. And guys, if we talk about the region which is having the lowest remittance cost, then it was South Asia, having only 4.88% of the remittance fees. And guys, if we talk about the region with having highest remittance fees, then that was Sub-Saharan Africa, which is having 8.2% of the remittance fees. And guys, this particular number, if we talk about the global number, it is more than double the SDG target, which is the target which targets 3% of the remittance fees globally by year 2030. So guys, now let us discuss that what are the regional specific findings. And guys, today we are going to discuss specifically the region that is the South Asia. And guys, if we talk about this particular report, this report says that the remittance trends, that is the inward remittance flow in this particular region, has increased by about 5.2% in the quarter 4 of year 2020. And guys, as per this report, some of the South Asian countries such as Bangladesh, Pakistan, Bhutan and Sri Lanka have posted strong gains in the remittance inflows in year 2020. And you must be shocked to see that in Pakistan, the remittance inflow has increased by 17% to a record high of $26.1 billion in year 2020. And guys, if you talk about the India and Nepal, then in India and Nepal, this remittance inflow has dropped in year 2020 when we compare it with the 2019 levels. And guys, this particular report also projects the remittance inflow for this particular region in year 2021. And guys, this report says that for year 2021, the remittance is expected to slow slightly to 3.5%. So guys, now this particular report also says that the remittance costs in this particular region was the lowest, as we have already discussed, that it was 4.88% in quarter 4 of the 2020, which has decreased from 4.9% in year 2019. So guys, the remittance cost in this particular region, that is the South Asian region, has decreased from 4.9% in year 2019 to 4.88% in year 2020. So guys, if we talk about the migration trends, then this particular report says that there was surge in the returning migrant workers. And guys, what was the reason behind this surge of returning migrant workers? The reason was the health and global economic consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic. And guys, this particular was the reason, as the Bangladeshi migrant workers have fell down to 2,18,000, and this particular number was 7 to 8 lakhs on average earlier as compared to 2020, in which this particular number has fallen down to 2,18,000 from 7 to 8 lakhs. And guys, if we talk about the top remittance recipients in South Asia, then in terms of the billion dollars, India has topped this particular list with $83.1 billion, followed by Pakistan having $26.1 billion of remittance inflow, followed by Bangladesh having $21.7 billion dollars of remittance inflow. And guys, if we talk about the remittance inflow in terms of the percentage of the GDP, then this particular list was topped by Nepal, having remittances accounting for 23.5% of the GDP, followed by Pakistan having remittances accounting for 9.9% of the GDP, followed by Sri Lanka with 8.8% of the GDP. And guys, if we talk about India, then India was having 3.1% of its GDP as remittances. Okay, so guys, if we talk about the cost of sending remittances to South Asia, then guys, this particular graph you can see the 5 least expensive corridors, which shows that it was, if we consider the Singapore to India corridor and India to Nepal corridor, then that was one of the least expensive corridors, having the remittance cost lesser than 3%, that is the SDG target. And guys, if we talk about the 5 most expensive corridors, such as the Pakistan to Afghanistan, then you can see that these particular corridor are having remittance cost of more than 10%, which is once again thrice more than the SDG target of 3%. And guys, if we talk about the India specific findings, then this particular report says that in year 2020 India has witnessed a drop of 0.2% in its remittance inflow, as India's remittance inflow in year 2020 was $83.1 billion, as we have already discussed, and this particular number has decreased in 2020 from 83.3 billion in year 2019. And guys, much of the decline was due to the 17% drop in remittances from the United Arab Emirates. And guys, if we talk about the remittances outflow in year 2020, then this one has again decreased. And guys, it was $7.5 billion in year 2019, and this has decreased to $7 billion in year 2020. And guys, in the Kerala, the report says that the estimated 1.2 million migrant workers returned to Kerala out of the more than 4 million migrant workers in year 2020. And guys, this particular number shows the 30% of the total income of Kerala, and that shows that how much the Kerala state has been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic in terms of the remittances. And guys, this particular report also says that the COVID-19 pandemic has hit low skilled workers hardest. And guys, that was all from the today's session. Now let us move on to the small MCQ series. And guys, with the help of this particular MCQ series, we are going to revise the things that we have discussed till now in this particular session, and we will also see that whether you have gathered all the key takeaways from this particular session or not. So guys, for that, the first question from this particular series is here on your screen. And guys, the first question is, which among the following organization has recently released the report Resilience COVID-19 Crisis Through a Migration Lens? So guys, this particular question once again from the releasing body itself, that is the first pillar which we have discussed while starting the session. And guys, you are going to answer the question in the comment section below. And guys, the options to this particular question are World Bank, International Monetary Fund, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, International Organization for Migration. And guys, the right answer to this particular question is none other than option A, that is World Bank. So guys, World Bank is the organization which has released the report Resilience COVID-19 Crisis Through a Migration Lens. So guys, now the second question is here on your screen. And guys, the second question is, which among the following country has received the maximum remittance inflow in year 2020 as per the recently released report Resilience COVID-19 Crisis Through a Migration Lens? And guys, you are going to answer me this particular question in the comment section below. And guys, see, once again, this particular question is from the top performer of this particular report. And guys, we all know that whenever we are covering the report, then we must cover the top performer as well as the worst performer of that particular report. And guys, if we talk about this particular report, then this particular report has been topped by India. And guys, as we all know that India had $83 billion remittance inflow in year 2020, and this particular country, that is India, has topped the report in terms of the total remittance inflows in terms of $1 billion. And guys, now let's move on to the next question, that is the googly question, and let's see that how many of you are going to hit a cracking shot or going to lose your wicket. And guys, the question is here on your screen. So the question is, which among the following organization has recently released the report Connected Commerce, creating a roadmap for the digitally inclusive Bharat? And guys, the options are Reserve Bank of India, Mastercard, Niti Aayog, both Reserve Bank of India and Mastercard, and both Niti Aayog and Mastercard. So guys, once again you are required to tell me the name of the organization which has released the report titled as Connected Commerce, creating a roadmap for a digitally inclusive Bharat. So guys, once again a question from the releasing body itself. So guys, whenever you are going to cover a report, kindly you are always requested to cover the releasing body, which is also the very first parameter which you must cover while covering the report. And guys, the right answer to this particular question is option E, that is both Niti Aayog and Mastercard are the two organizations which have jointly released this particular report which has been asked in this particular question. So guys, now let's move on to the question from the session. And guys, the next question is here on your screen. So guys, next question is, according to the recently released report, which country has recorded the maximum remittance outflow? So guys, see, till now we have, the last question was related to the remittance inflow, and guys, now we have question from the remittance outflow, and you are going to tell me in the comment section below that which country has recorded the maximum remittance outflow in year 2020. And guys, the options are Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, USA, UK and Japan. And guys, the right answer to this particular question is USA, that is the United States of America is the right answer. It is the country which has recorded the maximum remittance outflow in year 2020. So guys, this is the last question from today's session, that is, as per the recently released report, which region recorded the lowest remittance fees in the whole world? So guys, you are required to tell me that which region has recorded the lowest remittance fees in the whole world. And guys, please answer this question in the comment section below. And guys, the options are South Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, Middle East and North Africa, Latin America and Caribbean, and the Europe and Central Asia. And guys, the right answer to this particular question is option A, that is South Asia. And guys, we all know that it was 4.88% in South Asia. The remittance fees was 4.88% in South Asia. And guys, if we talk about the region which has the highest remittance fees in the world, was Sub-Saharan Africa, having the remittance fees of 8.2%. So guys, that was all from the today's session. Now we are moving on towards the homework question, and guys, you all are requested to answer this particular question in the comment section below. And guys, I will be answering this question in the next session. And guys, the question is, according to the recently released report titled as Renewable Energy Market Update Outlook for 2021 and 2022, by what percentage the renewable energy capacity has declined in India in year 2020? So guys, you are required to tell me the percentage decrease in the renewable energy capacity of India in year 2020. And guys, the options are 50%, 40%, 30%, 60%, 70%. So guys, kindly answer this question in the comment section below. And guys, if you talk about the homework question from the previous lecture, then the question was, which among the following organization has recently released the global methane assessment, benefits and costs of mitigating the methane emissions? And guys, this once again the question was related to the releasing body. And guys, the options were UNEP, CCAC, IEA, UNEP and CCAC both, and both CCAC and IEA. And guys, the right answer to this particular question is both United Nations Environment Program and the Climate and Air Coalition, that is option number D. And guys, if we talk about the top performers of the last lecture, then it was Anjali K, Surya Teja and Nilesh Suryavanshi. So guys, congratulations to all of you. And if you also want your name to be here in the next session, then kindly answer, kindly participate while answering the questions in the comment section below. So guys, I hope that you must have found this particular session fruitful and useful. And guys, if you have any query, then you can call us at 814-620-7241, and you can also drop us a mail at hello@edutap.co.in. So guys, till now I am going to meet you in the next session. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Wish you all happy learning.